welcome to a Blog Talk radio program entitled Eternal Connection. My name is Daniel Fein, and I'll be your host for the next 15 minutes. Today's title of the show is called Where is the Universe? So it's basically the only title I could come up with to try to describe what I want to share with you and what I've been researching or thinking about for the past few days. So without further delay or pause, let's get into the questioning, inquiry, and or thoughts about where the universe is and many other aspects of life and time and space and all that good stuff. So let's see here. I just started out with the question, if the universe is an all-encompassing, interconnected system, what role do each of us play within it? What is common and what is different? So I'll get to more of this later in what I'm talking about, but if you think of an all-encompassing, interconnected system, it should all be the same, but it's just sort of like the human body, for example. It's all one thing, but there's many different components to it that make up individual, unique ways of interacting with each other. So that in that way it's different, but it's one complete entity. So I also wanted to get into the idea of measuring movement within time and space. If we could say that we have traveled from point A to point B, what is before point A? And of course, then what is after point B? So is there a relevant reason to measure the distance between point A and point B when it's continuous, or at least where there is the experience before measuring starting at point A and then point B, point C, point D? So just hang in there, and I'm going to try to tie all this in eventually. So thinking thoughts are usually linear and based on words, yet the words don't come from the brain in your head, but rather the culture and community that you have grown up in. Basically, it's an interconnected way of relating to the environment we are navigating. So there's only one way to observe, as I see it, no pun intended, but is something within an environment is how you would describe what is going on. Whether they're walking uphill or downhill or on a flat surface, it's still walking. Let's see. I also wanted to point out the perspective of perception of I'm here and you are there. From your perspective, you would say, I am here and you are there. So how can a term that is true for both people be completely different and therefore not true? Now, this may be bordering on paradox with what I'm talking about. So because the here that you are experiencing and the here that I am experiencing is completely different, therefore it's true and it's not true, which makes it a paradox. Another question that came to my mind was, if the infinite has no beginning or ending, it is a constant, so is the unit of one, but that can be added to and divided from. So where is the commonality between that? Basically, infinite being what it is, I see no reason why there can't be segments of the infinite, but that would negate it. So maybe I should just move on and not explore that right now. But it does bring me to the question, do we come into this world with our birth, or did we come out of the world with our birth? Basically, for a while I've thought that I just sort of magically or spiritually went into my mother's womb, or at some point gained consciousness into my body. And I don't ever remember not being alive, yet I don't remember being born or what happened in the womb. So it's interesting to possibly explore that. Biblically in Genesis, it says that We were made of clay or dirt, and God breathed life into what became the human body. The Latin of spirit is actually breath or wind or air. But was this like CPR? Like humorously speaking, did God just give CPR to the dirt or dust? It is our true nature from the earth, or is it our true nature from earth, where it has been said, ashes to ashes and dust to dust? Spiritually, the breath could be thought of as consciousness, which is of God or the invisible life force. So metaphorically, that's how I would like to see it. Regardless of the outcome, after this body wears out and returns to the earth, we still have consciousness, as I am hoping and would like to believe, yet could be completely wrong, that consequently, how do we know if I am dreaming now? There's really no way to prove that I'm not or that I am. How do I know what is true reality then? Could this be a dream within a dream in which we are truly still asleep? So that's just something to throw out there too. Wherever there is an inside, there must be an outside. Likewise, wherever there is an outside, there must be an inside. The key, as I see it, is to envision how, although they are separate, both are needed for the other, and it is one unified entity. If the expression "you are what you eat" is true, then the 7-year life cycles of the cellular regeneration of a new body, for example, baby, toddler, child, teen, young adult, and so on, would be the outside world becoming the inside of the body. So the outside source of nutrients and what we are made up of is actually no different than the inside. Now, you may be wondering how this all ties in together. So this is where I'm going to sort of try to piece it all together, and in hopes to make some rational sense out of these philosophical questions and or statements. The show is entitled "Where is the Universe?" I often wonder, where is planet Earth? It's in this solar system, which is in a galaxy, which is in the universe. So that's why I titled the show "Where is the Universe?" Because does anybody really know where it is? It's got to be somewhere. Somewhere, or if it's all that is, I don't know. Trying not to get lost here. It's just interesting the way that the many aspects of perception and thoughts and how we're all interconnected, what life truly is, who we all are, as our identity goes. We can get into the idea of the ego, which represents a separate self. I'd like to think that there's commonality between all people and we all come from the same spirit. So in that aspect, it transcends the ego and the idea of namaste, where we could think that the spirit that is within you and the spirit that is within me, if it's vibrating at the same frequency, then we are one and I bow to you. So that's that. I'm trying to think. Let's see. We're about 10 minutes into the recording, so I hope you enjoyed the exploration of these philosophical ideas. It may not make sense what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter what I'm saying, because what's important is what you're hearing. If what you get from listening to this radio program, whether it be live broadcast or a podcast or anything like that, it's the conclusions that you've made from what you've heard me talking about. The actual words are just my description of what is possibly happening Yet you will have your own thoughts and your own perception, because I am here and you are there, and you would say I am here and you are there. So I hope you enjoyed what you heard and what I've said, and you've taken something valuable from this, whether it be entertaining philosophical banter or whatever you would want to call it. Normally I start the show and just introduce myself, about who I am and where you can find out about my work online, but I just wanted to dive into the topic to initially start the show. Again, my name is Daniel Feint. If you want to search for my work online, you can spell my last name as Feindt, and I do this radio program, and I paint artwork. I have self-published books of poetry, YouTube videos, free downloads on my website, my official site, and all kinds of fun stuff. So thank you very much. I see no reason why I couldn't just end this a little bit early. Maybe I can just stretch it out a little bit and expand for the next minute. Let's see. No, I think that'll be about it. I'll just wish you all well, and wherever you are, whoever you are, in whatever the universe happens to be located at, wherever the universe happens to be located at, that we are all connected on this earth in some way, as I see it. Whether you could even just say that it's through the internet, and that somehow me just sitting here saying these words somehow got connected to you listening to them. Maybe that's just the best example that I've given to what I'm trying to say so far. So, search me online to find out more about my work and view my artwork and read my poetry, all that good stuff. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. Take good care. Good luck in all your endeavors in life, and I wish you all the best.